Hi, everyone. I'm back again. I'm Dr. Deanna Minnick, and it's really a pleasure to be here with you talking about all different colors of the rainbow. Thanks again to Pastor Adrian for having me do these and being open to my invitation to talk about food and health. I think it's so important to be treating our bodies as temples so that we feel good and that we have a good sense of vitality. So my favorite color out of the whole rainbow, I must say, and perhaps I shouldn't have any favorite color here because I love the rainbow as it is, but there's something about green. Green is everywhere. We live on a very green and blue planet, and there's no shortage of green colored foods. It's almost like God has intended that we eat these green foods because there are so many of them. So it's not hard to get them. And I bet if you are doing the Rainbow Tracker activity, you are most likely getting green foods every day. I'm thinking you probably are. This is one of the colors that most people don't fall short on just because there are so many different options. So what are green foods good for in the body? Well, lots of things. The color green corresponds to chlorophyll. And chlorophyll is a great antioxidant. It's a great binder. So it can bind things that are toxic and takes them out of the body. There are even supplements with chlorophyll. That's how powerful that green color is. Another special thing about this green color, especially leafy greens, because there are different kinds of greens, right? There are green peas, there is broccoli, the cruciferous family of vegetables, there are avocados, but the leafy greens tend to be particularly good for the heart. So when I think of green, I think of heart health, mostly because these green foods tend to contain different nutrients that are very good for the heart, like folate, otherwise known as vitamin B9, and also vitamin K1. Not many people hear about vitamin K, but I think that vitamin K is like the next vitamin D. It's very important for many different body systems. Now, if you're on blood clotting agents, different medications, your doctor might have said that you can't have over a certain amount of greens. And it's because these greens are so pivotal in terms of that clotting process. So with all of these foods, because food is medicine, you do want to check out with your healthcare provider which foods might be good for you and which foods you might need to stay away from. So you might need to be checking in with your doctor about how much in the way of these green leafy vegetables you take in if you're on some kind of a medication for blood clotting. So do keep that in mind. But if you're not, these green leafy vegetables are wonderful for opening up the blood vessels, helping them to be more relaxed. So for those of you who might have higher blood pressure, or maybe you're really into fitness and sports and exercise and you need a little bit of additional help in keeping your blood vessels open, green foods might be able to help. So as you can see from this list, there are so many different choices. Avocados. I am just enamored with avocados. In fact, when I'm traveling, even though now I'm not, but when I do travel, one of my to-go foods is the avocado. And I do what's called the avocado taco. When I'm on the plane, I open it up, I squeeze it out, and I eat it just like if I were eating a taco. It's a very portable, nutritious food. It is rich in folate. It's rich in fiber. Many people don't think of an avocado being rich in fiber because it's so buttery, but it actually is pretty high in fiber. And so I love making something with avocado in the morning. Sometimes I add avocado to my smoothie. Sometimes I'll add, if I do have toast, like gluten-free type of toast, I am gluten-free, I will add a little bit of avocado and put that on there. It has good healthy fat. It's the same kind of fat that you find in olive oil. And so there are so many other things on here, right? Artichokes, asparagus. I just bought some asparagus today. When asparagus is in season, try to get it, especially when it's almost a little bit purple, because then you get different types of phytonutrients. Bamboo shoots, bean sprouts, the fresh microgreens. Don't forget about all of those little bean sprouts, microgreens, cilantro. I bought some cilantro today, and you can have cilantro as a spice. You can have it as a fresh food. There's also bitter melon. Probably not many people know about bitter melon. You can find this if you go to Central Market. They have it in the more of the Asian food category. It's great. It helps to reduce blood sugar. So be careful if you are on medications, because again, these foods are like medicine. They're doing amazing things in the body, and usually multiple things. Brussels sprouts, broccoli, broccolini, the smaller form of broccoli. And I love talking with kids about some of these vegetables like broccoli, like calling it trees. And again, being playful with these different vegetables and fruits. The food is not a serious business. It's there to heal us, and it's there to take in and to make us feel better physically and mentally. In fact, there was a paper that was published. Now, this is more of a scientific paper, but essentially Dr. LaChance and Dr. Drew Ramsey showed that it's the green foods that tend to have nutrients that correlate with an antidepressant effect. So green foods really make you feel better. They can open your blood vessels that just make you feel more relaxed, get the blood flow going to the brain. Whatever you do for your heart, you're actually doing to help your brain. So you can see the choices here. Bring in spices, rosemary, any kind of dried spice like oregano. I think that, we need to do a tour of our spice cabinet at some point, right? Clean out those spices that have been there way too long, because they are powerhouses. So having dill and oregano, really essential. Rosemary, other herbs. I've got rosemary growing in my garden along with thyme. Thyme is so hardy. I don't have to do anything. Every year it comes up. It's a perennial. It thrives in this climate. So we have a lot of green choices, don't we? Lots of freshness, whether it is celeriac, celery. I just bought some green onions, some scallions, and there are, well, we talked about red bell pepper, orange bell pepper, yellow bell pepper, and of course there's green varieties. The kiwi fruit is another one, and limes. Don't forget about limes, the counterpart to that powerhouse of acid. The lemons would be limes. I make an excellent no-bake key lime pie with avocado, coconut, and lots of lime juice with a nut crust. It is so good. It is so good that we had it as part of our wedding. That was like our wedding, one of our wedding cakes. It's so good. It's not even a cake, but it's very tasty. So as you can see, I have lots of enthusiasm for green. I think that it just conveys health and healing, and it contains, green food collectively contains so many different nutrients, so many different things that we don't tend to hear about, but are helpful for things like our heart. So there you go, all about green, and you can see that I'm here holding some broccoli. I'm in love with broccoli. And we will finish up on my final video, which is talking about blue-purple foods next. So stay tuned.